Welcome to Spirits and Screams.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Spirits and Screams. All I gotta say is it's about frickin' time. Let's do this. Salem's Lot from 2024. When author Ben Mears comes back to his childhood home in search of some inspiration for his next book, he discovers that people in his hometown are mysteriously turning into blood-sucking vampires. Directed by Gary Dauberman, starring Lewis Pullman and Mackenzie Leigh. Okay, I am a huge fan of the OG film. I have it on Blu-ray. I love it. I did a live stream watch party not too long ago of it. It's in my videos if you want to check it out, watch the rewatch. Really fun. Super long, of course, but I don't care. It's such a great classic film. Super cool. But I was so waiting for this one to come out for so long. It's just crazy how it got shuffled around and that kind of thing. Kind of makes sense with everything that was happening, you know, with things being shut down and just studio stuff, all that jazz. But I was really excited to see this one. Could not wait for it to come out. This one's a Stephen King adaptation, which I'm sure you must know already if you're familiar with Stephen King at all, which you should be. I have a lot of his books. I'm a big fan. I have even the Salem's Lot book, which it comes from. I started this book. I haven't read it yet. I started it a while ago and I had a viewer who was encouraging me to read. I'm sure he's unsubscribed from my page already because I didn't finish. But I got through to chapter 2, so that's pretty cool, right? You know, I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I will read it sometime. It's just really hard sometimes to read when you're a content creator and you've got a full-time day job and all of that it gets to be. But you know what? No more excuses. I'm going to read this book. I promise you. Maybe I'll do a little talk about it as well. But I do have a lot of his books. I've been a huge fan over the years. I love a lot of the adaptations as well. I am a Shining fan as well, you know. And yeah, this one, I loved the OG film, and I was super excited for this one to come out for a long time, like I said. And finally I got to watch it, so I'm going to share my thoughts. And I'm not going to have spoilers in this review. There'll be a couple of things I'll touch on, but I'm not going to ruin the movie for you because I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen it yet. You know, if you have, comment down below what you think, because I'm sure this is kind of a crazy subject matter to talk about. There's been a lot of mixed reviews. Some people really like it, and some people don't. Most of the OG film lovers don't really care for this one, but, you know, some of you guys do, I'm sure. And I think people that have never seen Salem's Lot and watched this movie for the first time would probably enjoy it pretty well. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I love to chat. Oh, and also if you noticed, the bookmark in my book is from my collection. Gross. This one is my Mothman, and if you want this one, you gotta sign up for my Patreon, the Ruby Dolls Sticker Club tier, and you will get this bookmark in this month's package. You get the bookmark and a sticker. Every month that you're subscribed, you will get a different bookmark and a sticker from my collection of my horror comic series. So just saying, so you know. You certainly don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Link below. First off, I have to talk about the song that they chose for this movie. Super cool. From my childhood. Sundown, Gordon Lightfoot, fellow Canadian, eh? I love that. That's a great song. It was a great song way back in the day too, and still is, will always be. And I think it's perfect for this movie. I think that's part of what really got me into watching this, was seeing the trailer and hearing that song again. I just love that. I think that's so fun. In our opening scene too, we get a little tiny flash of Barlow, who is the main vampire from the OG film. So that's pretty cool. You barely see anything, and you'll have to watch to see kind of how that unfolds, but we do get a glimpse. So that's very, very neat. The film takes us back to Jerusalem's Lot, or Salem's Lot. And the setting and atmosphere is really cool. The very start of the film, I had chills. I was so excited getting into it and watching it again. The quality of the film's really good. The acting's really good too. But all the stuff that people are saying about it being kind of rushed is absolutely true. And I mean, I don't know how they could have possibly done it any other way. They've condensed it to 2 hours from like a 4-hour movie or miniseries. It's pretty hard because all of the elements from the first one, the slow build-up and all of the stuff is just so necessary to the quality of that film that I think it's really hard to condense it and put it together into a short film. There's so much information that they had to kind of rush through and skip over to get to the point of the whole thing. And in my opinion, I have to agree with a lot of people. I think it was very rushed. That being said, I still think maybe if you hadn't seen the original, you might kind of be okay with this one and how it plays out. Is it epic quality? No, I don't think so. I don't think anybody would really say that, but it's good, you know, it's a good, decent watch. All right, the story goes, we have Ben Mears, who is the lead character. He goes back, he's grown up, he grew up in Jerusalem's Lot, so he's left town after a tragic accident, and he's come back to town to revisit the house where he grew up in and write a book. And all of these strange things are kind of happening around him, and the whole story kind of unfolds. And I don't know if you know, but it's a vampire story. You should know that. You must know that. And yeah, it's quite an amazing story. It's really intriguing and really fun. I'm excited to read the book, actually, finally, for the first time, because I'm sure the book will be like top tier, like way above even the film that we got to see back in the day. But yeah, really, really fun. I really recommend that you check out one or all of the parts of this piece of work, any of the films, read the book, that kind of thing. And definitely, if you haven't seen it yet, check some of the stuff out and let me know in the comments what you thought. I'm really curious to know your thoughts. If you have never been exposed to any of this stuff and you've seen this movie, this particular film, only for the first time, and that's your only reference to it, I'm really curious to know how you felt about the film. And this movie is set back in time, so the costuming is from that time period, and they've even got cool little touches like the milk being delivered in glass bottles. That kind of thing was still happening when I was little, when I was a kid. It was starting to switch over though, but really, really cool. A neighbor of mine, I remember, had, she'd put the milk, her mom would put the milk bottles out on the front porch for the milkman to come grab them and pick them up and give her new refills. And it's just such a cool nostalgic time. Really, really is. But like I said, that time period, a lot of the movies were slow burns, especially horror. And so for them to have rushed through it so quickly now, it's kind of just makes it so different. Like I said, I don't really know how they could have done it any other way to include all of the parts. Yeah, if anyone has thoughts on that, please let me know in the comments. There's kids in the film, of course, because it's like a small town. And there's a shot where these two kids, one is the Glick boy, and there's the scene, infamous scene from the first film, the original film, with the Glick boy that is just so iconic. I mean, I think about it all the time. It's so freaky and so well done. Check it out if you've never watched it before. So the two boys walking through the forest scene, it's really neat how they kind of portrayed that. The sun's kind of going down. It's very creepy, as though something's chasing them. But then after that, it kind of gets a bit choppy, you know, for me. And the effects are just not as good as the original film. I don't know if this was CGI'd or what. I expect it probably was a bit, but it's just kind of not as good. And they seem to repeat the same effect over and over and over. So, you know, it just kind of gets like, you know. For example, the characters seem to have too much knowledge about what's going on too quickly and too much acceptance of what's going on. Almost like they find out how to kill a vampire, they accept these people are vampires, and onward they go really quickly. Doot. And in the original film, it just wouldn't have been that way. There was a lead and a build up, and you actually felt the characters going through the trauma and the fear of this horrific thing happening and realizing they need to get up and fight and keep going and kind of deal with it. There was research, taken time out to convince people that this is what was going on, and I just didn't feel it in this one. They just kind of went through the motions too quickly, and I don't know, maybe modern day film watchers will love that, you know, that it's kind of to the point, it won't bother them. But for me, that was what was so incredible about the films in the 70s and 80s, where there was that slow build up, you know, that brought you to where you needed to be. Just that was so much better. Anyhow, let me know what you think on that too. We have some scenes where there's kind of shadows on the wall, which is kind of cool, I thought, in my opinion. But like I say, some of the effects are repeated over and over and over. It's like a template kind of thing that they're using all the time. To me, that makes for a very predictable film, even though I know what happens because I watched the first film. But if I was watching this for the first time, I think you'd figure out pretty quickly what was happening. When I watched the trailer and saw the clips and I heard the song, I just had such high hopes. I was really looking forward to this one, but it fell a little bit flat for me from the OG film. But it was still okay. It was an okay watch. I watched the whole thing. I didn't shut it off halfway through. But there were just little things that just could have been better that were not. Like I say, the special effects that were kind of repeated generically, that weren't that creative, and brushing through okay, now we found out about vampires. We totally believe in them. This is what we need to do. It's just like, book, way too quick. Just way too quick. Like, you know, it just wouldn't have happened that way before. And if they had more time to do it, they could have done it better. I still feel like they could have done it better within the 2-hour time frame somehow. Maybe if they had not tried to pack so many details into it, cut back a little bit, and then stretch some of the things out, maybe that would have worked. I don't know. I'm not a filmmaker, so I don't really know how that would go, but I think it could have been better. Okay, I got one little tiny spoiler I have to talk about. If you don't want to hear this, then plug your ears or turn the volume down for like 2 seconds here. So there's a spot where one of the women gets bitten and they use like a rabies shot and a cross, and that cures her, it heals her, makes her better in the moment. Stupid. So stupid. Come on. Okay, that's it. You can turn it back on now and watch. That's my only spoiler that I'll throw in there. We do get to see the whole town, and I think that was really amazing, really, really fun. And there is a drive-in scene, and so there are cars, and there are really cool cars, and that is always a huge plus for me. I'm really into cars, and I thought that was really, really fun that they added that to it. And my first experience of a really creepy horror movie was Evil Dead, and that was at the drive-in when they had the old school drive-ins way back when, before they closed. And whoa, what a fun experience that was for me. I absolutely loved that, being outside where you really feel like things could like get you, because you had to have your window open to have the speaker attached so that you could hear the film. And oh my gosh, how amazing. So having that element in the film was really, really fun. I really enjoyed that. So overall, the acting was good. The setting was really good. Costumes were good. The ending was good. But the fact that it was kind of rushed and a little bit awkward, some of the effects, because you know I'm really into practical effects, were just lacking a bit. So, you know, I liked it. I recommend that you watch it for sure when you can finally see it. And I might even add it to my collection if it comes out on physical media. Who knows? I really love that whole series, the whole thing. So, you know, I might do that. So for my review, I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. This one's a popcorn flick, guys, to me. So check it out. Let me know what you think. in the comments below. Let's talk about this one. I'd really love to. And another big, huge thank you to my patron for supporting my channel, because I super appreciate it. And like, if you want to join, it's linked down below. You know, you can do that for sure. You can even check it out for free. It really helps. Anything you can do to support me so I can keep doing this stuff would be greatly appreciated. And I also want to give a big, huge happy birthday to my daughter. She just had a birthday this past week, and super, super proud of everything she's doing, and happy birthday. Okay, you guys, that's it. I have to keep going and get these movie reviews cranked out because I want to do lots before Halloween this year. So watch the movie, check it out for sure. And I just want to say have a great rest of your evening, and I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.